Let's talk about what to do if you have low self-esteem. So if you're experiencing this right now, you probably actually feel a bit foggy in your mind. You might feel like you're isolating yourself, like you don't really want to go out and connect with other people. You might have desires and ambitions, but you feel like you can't quite reach them. You can't get the momentum or the energy to actually accomplish those things. I want to help you break through those patterns right now by giving a whole new way, a whole new pattern of training your brain to see reality so that you can actually build your self-esteem and build deep core confidence. Now, if you and I have not met yet, my name is Troy, and I want to help you in life. And so let's go back to this concept of the way you might be feeling. Well, why is that? Think of your brain as designed to give you these certain biological, like chemical cocktails. Think of it as like testosterone. Think of it as dopamine, serotonin. These are all things that are like natural reward systems when your body, you felt that before, when you feel like you're in flow, when you feel like you have momentum. Your brain is actually going to give you access to these things even more so. It's like there's actually a book called The Winner Effect. You're creating what's called like the winner effect. Your brain believes that you're winning. And so when we feel like we're not winning, we don't get those same reward systems. But here's the great flaw. Here's the great mystery of it all is like growing up, just look at school alone. Think of the way you get rewarded in school. Well, to get an A, you have to get 9 out of 10 right on average, right? Or 10 out of 10. You have to be perfect to get that kind of reward. But in life, how often do you actually hit those marks? And so what we're doing and what I want you to understand here is like, think of that as like these big goals that you might be kind of like perceiving as success. So the perfection that's been conditioned through school, the 10 out of 10, the perfection here, the perfection there. And so you see how we have like this faulty reward system. So those big wins in life are what? Maybe it's getting a big job. It's getting the big bonus, buying the big house, having the great boyfriend or girlfriend, or looking a certain way. These massive things that come so infrequently. And so what we want to do is change that whole reward system, because since you're in that frame, right, you're also going to fall into some of the fatigue syndromes. One of them is going to be judgment, right? So you're judging yourself, and judgment and comparison go hand in hand. And anytime you feel like you're down, you're depressed, you have low self-esteem, it's because you're stuck in that paradigm of judgment and comparison. So let's say you go out to socialize, you're trying to connect, you're trying to have a good time, and you start to feel fatigue, you start to feel kind of low self-esteem, kind of in a bubble, you get stuck in your head. What's taking place is you're looking around and you're comparing yourself to everyone else. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is I want you to like change that whole frame to being a one of one. And what that means is there is no comparison for you. You are uniquely you. I'm me, I'm Troy, you're Susie, Stevie, Tommy, Jimmy, whoever, right? And you're uniquely you. There's no reason for us to compare. We are uniquely this like one of one individual. And so when you can start to really embody that, that's the key, is like really condition yourself, because you're gonna have to train your brain to think differently. You have to connect new neural pathways. Like you are actually just a one of one. I'm just a one of one. So I go out, I'm a one of one. There is no sense of comparison because I'm me. And it's true, right? Like there's certain things about me that are unique to me. I like to dance a certain way. I like to express myself a certain way. I like to laugh a certain way. There's some things I do well, some things I don't do well, just like that person over there. But what your brain will grab onto is like, oh, he's better looking than me. Oh, she's prettier than me. Oh, he's got probably has more money than me. Oh, she has got a bigger butt than me. Whatever. Like the brain will just never stop finding these imperfections. And so you're always stuck in comparison and then self-judgment, judging the self. And it's a recipe to drop self-esteem like that. And so you have to change that and understand our own uniqueness and drop all comparison. And just when you catch your mind doing that, you come back in yourself. Dude, what am I judging? What does it matter? There's no comparison. There's no point in this. Like I am a one of one individual. So again, you're retraining your neural pathways. Now, another thing that happens, and kind of related to this, is you're often stuck in the destination. So you're perceiving like you'll be complete when. So it's like there's a destination, there's an island that you're striving to get to, right? And when I get to that island, when I have the fancy thing, when I have the nice car, then I'll allow myself to have self-esteem. I'll allow myself to be confident. So this is kind of a paradox, which is a lot of the ways of the world, right? Is you want to bring the bar, the threshold, where you're going, right? This distance, you want to bring it right to you. Like you're already there. You've already arrived. You already are set. strangely and simultaneously, you still want to be improving, right? So it's not like an excuse just to fall into apathy and be like, nothing matters. I just am who I am. Like that really ain't the game either. So it's this strange paradox of like, I'm working to improve myself and also I'm already amazing as I am. Because if you're only stuck in that I'm working to improve myself paradigm, you'll always feel like you're reaching. You'll still be in that comparison and judgment frame. And so by bringing it down, like I'm amazing as I am. And you'll see that like the things you perceive to really matter when it comes to self-esteem don't matter near as much. You'll see that looks aren't the main thing. You'll see that money certainly isn't the main thing. You'll see that whatever. And it's more about like what really matters person to person is the energy we emit, the authenticity we can carry. And so it kind of, again, it's changing your brain to see these different like value attributes. And like for something to be a truth, it has to be true 100% of the time. So oftentimes we'll have this thing like, well, I'm not funny. Well, I'm not very charismatic. Is that true all of the time? Of course not. So you are capable of being humorous. You are capable of having charisma. And so what we're doing is we're getting out of our head, right? We're allowing ourselves to just be human, to let go of that perfection, to let go of the judgment. And then what happens is like this deeper part of you feels free to express itself. And that's what I want you to like actualize. Is just allow yourself to come through. And that's really what it is. That's really what self-esteem is. It's not like an addition game. It's not adding to you. And so maybe you even started this video and you thought maybe it was going to give me some special thing to add to me, and then I won't have self-esteem. It's more of a subtraction game. It's getting rid of things. It's getting rid of ideologies, getting rid of perfectionism, getting rid of comparison, getting rid of self-judgment. You see, you subtract these things. And then what's amazing about the feeling of subtraction is it feels so good. You start to understand it, and then you want to divide. Like, how quick can I just get rid of all the crap, all the shoulds, all the supposed tos, all the stuff I'm supposed to be, I should be doing, drop it. And just be uniquely you, bring that forward, and then your self-esteem. Then you also want to find things that develop your core confidence. So core confidence is like unique things about you, unique things about your life and your struggle, your journey. So maybe you've already gone through stuff. Look at that as a unique experience. Remember, you're a one of one, and look at it for what it is. Like maybe your brain, the story you've created is like something around failure or something around inadequacy. But maybe look at it a little bit different and they go, wow, like that was really challenging to go through. That sucked. Maybe that heartbreak you went through, that sucked. I did not enjoy that. But look at the person who I became through that experience. I got through that. Like, man, there was days that were dark and grim and bleak, but I got through it. I'm still here. That's very powerful. So I am a person of perseverance. I am a person who is consistent. I can be these qualities. So you kind of take those qualities, which are like deep core attributes, again, versus the car or the shiny thing, and you stack those into your being and who you are. And then you do it again with something else in your life. Like maybe, I work a job I don't enjoy, right? You look at that and you go, man, I've persevered through this for this long. I've shown up and been consistent. I've put great effort into this. I've been dependable. I've been loyal. Now, maybe you want those things. Maybe it's time to change, right? You're like, great. Take those qualities, right? Because you probably haven't built your confidence enough yet to actually leave the situation. But if you look at it from these core elements that we're talking about, you take those qualities, you put them into you. Whoa, I'm this type of person. Well, now it's a little bit different. And then you go, okay, since I am this type of person, I'm stacking these like deep core identities, right? Which is going to raise your self-esteem. Maybe I deserve something different. Maybe I should go out and pursue this. Whereas before you were looking at it like, I just work a job I don't like. But when you look at it differently and understand the qualities, right? This deep core confidence you can start to put into yourself, then the situation changes. And so you extract from your current life situation, your current surroundings, you change some of those narratives. Stay grounded in reality, but just look at the different, it's like two sides of a coin. Look at the other side of the coin for a little while, right? You've been looking at this side of the coin, flip it over and see what else might be there for you. Add that to your confidence bucket. And then once you've done that, then you can go out and look to build your core confidence. So then you can start to do things that challenge you. You can go, hey, I'm going to go join this new activity, this new hobby. I'm going to put myself out there a little bit. I'm going to take a risk here. I'm going to try this there, right? But that might be a reach for you right now. But as you develop momentum, right? And what you really need with all of this is momentum. That's going to like move a lot of that self-esteem type of energy, that confidence type of energy comes with momentum. But right now you're scattered all over. And so you need to grab and collect all these different energies, bring them back to you, empower yourself. That's what it means to like empower yourself, is you're grabbing what already really is, bringing back that power, empowering yourself, and building momentum. And then momentum isn't, again, we don't want to get far off in the distance. So momentum isn't looking at, man, I'd love to be on the beach right now and wherever, right? I'd love to be traveling in Europe, whatever it is. That's distant. That might be too far right now. Just build momentum right where you're at, right? If you want to have like some kind of fitness goal, drop the idea of like a goal, drop the idea of like, I have to go exercise a certain amount of days a week, and just build momentum. Just start being active, right? I'm just going to be active every day. I'm going to do a little something. I'm going to go for a little walk. I'm going to park far away at the grocery store, and I'm going to put a little pep in my step as I move around the grocery store. I'm going to go do some push-ups, some sit-ups, and see, it's changing my brain to like this rigid, like, oh, I have to work out 4 days. If I work out 4 days, then I get the check mark of dopamine and serotonin. See how that works? Instead, just get rid of that whole equation. Again, that's the school analogy, right? Just get rid of all that. Did you put effort into this today? Did you build momentum in that today? Fantastic. Then stay with that energy. Keep moving forward with that. It's all about momentum. You start small. It's like a spiral. It starts to spiral out. And then one day, you're naturally exercising more. You're naturally doing different things. You're naturally taking action here. And you start to just honor the action behind everything you do versus the outcome. And that's what it really means, I believe, to fall in love with the process. You become process oriented. Your mind is fixated around the effort and the process of what you're doing versus the outcome. And then guess what? Magically, the outcomes take care of themselves, and they're more beautiful than you could imagine if you just solely focus on the outcome. And you learn to enjoy the journey along the way. And that's the whole freaking point. It's almost like God or the universe is like telling you, like, hey, check it out, like shaking you, like you got to like learn to love life. You're focused on the outcome and you ain't going to get the outcome. That's why it keeps moving further away. You got to focus on the here and now. Happiness is not this destination. It's a widening of the lens, being able to see it, perceive it. So that's what I want you to step into, is fall in love with the journey, build your self-esteem from the inside out. You're not adding to who you are, but you're getting rid of, you're subtracting. Hope you found this helpful. Make sure you head to my website, troyfontana.co, sign up for my newsletter there. I have a confidence course, a free mini course for you right there. There's videos in it. It has a little confidence challenge you can take, do with some friends or yourself that'll kind of help you get out there and challenge yourself, build some confidence. And of course, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.